Okay, hello, and here we are, everyone, for our next game in last century of the Ottomans, and we are playing the third battle of Pleven. We've set up the battlefield. Surprisingly enough, I guess I ran out of my tiles, but here we have the Romanian army represented by a mix of Americans, Frenchmen, and the rest. Here we have Russian corps. Over here we have the various Ottoman units. You can see them all in their nice redouts, snug and safe. And down there we have more units. We have more Russians over here. And we have Skobolev and his brave people over here. And many more Ottomans. So we'll see how it goes. Mordens and me are commanding the children of Mother Russia and Mama Romania, while Onur and Emir are commanding the brave soldiers of the Ottoman Empire. Okay, this is the situation at the end of turn 1. First blood over here with a Russian unit that lost a base and is now disrupted. Over here we didn't have much movement on this front. Over here our units advanced to the hill. That's anybody who's played these games of Pleven knows that that's the hill of last resort. Everybody cowers there before they go onto the open ground, crying out hurrah and getting shot. And the Romanians are also moving into position. So we will see what's gonna happen. Yeah. Okay, we are at the end of turn 2, start of turn 3. Things have not changed completely. There was some very good artillery firing by the Ottomans over here that actually reduced a gun, which is something you don't see that often. Russian masses preparing for their great charge over here. Romanian masses advancing. Over here, the corps is preparing to place itself in a position. There is a lot of firing between Skobolev's forces and that redoubt over there. And the Ottoman reinforcements are moving. We are now at the moment of decision. End of turn 3, beginning of turn 4. The IX corps is at its positions for assault. The Romanian army is at its positions for assault. Ottoman forces are running to reinforce that side, but we will see if there are enough. Our artillery here did its final good fire, and now is ammo low, and the gunners are getting prepared to start drinking. While over here, the other Russian corps is preparing itself to take advantage of any movements. Heavy fighting over at Skobolev's side, with heavy artillery and infantry fire exchange between the redoubt and the rifle pits. So now the question is, will our command activation rules work, or will our drunk generals doom us? Okay, we are at the end of turn 4, start of turn 5, and the Russians and the Romanians, after essentially one of the best coordinated attacks I've seen in a BBB game that we've played, succeeded in storming Grivitsa, but that's also the historical result. So right now the Russians are winning because they have Grivitsa, and over there they have the Green Hills. There are Ottoman units rushing to the defensive position, but there's also some reserve kept behind. Over here, the other Russian corps is now at the place where they will have to decide whether they throw their packs down and go over the top. It seems very exciting. Losses are amounting for both sides. We'll see if the Russian and Romanian machine still has enough strength to protect what it won. Okay, we are now at the end of turn 5, beginning of turn 6. We have decided not to call a night interval. The situation is as follows. Over here you can see all the puffs of disrupted units and the crazy immense battle that's going here, as Grivitsa has been taken over by the Romanians and the Russians, and the Ottomans are counter-attacking. Over here the Ottoman attack has been foiled a bit, but we will see, it might continue, it's okay. And over here I'm bringing up my artillery forward and our reinforcements forward to try and threaten one of the redoubts. So it's still open. The Russians are winning, but it could turn into a draw or even a defeat very easily. happens. We will do it very. Okay, everybody, we are now done with turn 6, so this is our night interval. The situation is as follows. Over here in the Grivița Mount, the Russians and the Romanians are pushing forward. This Romanian unit is the greatest unit in the history of BBB. It threw away one Nizam unit and exterminated a Redif unit in the same turn with its exploitation. Over here, the core has been devastated as we were not able to coordinate all of the units together. So there is a pushing happening right now against the Ottomans, but I think they're safe right now. I think they're fairly safe. We'll see how things change with the night interval. Okay, we are now at the end of the night deployment, and here's a redeployment of troops. Essentially, front line is running like this right now. The core here was not able to restore itself, but the Russian artillery is in a good position. The core here kind of restored itself, and it's fine. Core there restored. Okay, we are at the end of turn 7, start of turn 8, and the situation is very good for the Russians and the Romanians. Over here, the Romanian units once more did a great miracle, successfully dislodging and taking another redoubt on the Grivița height. So right now the Russians control 1, 2 redoubts down here. They also, Skobole finally went into the offensive and took over the redoubt over here. So they control also the Green Hills. So it's 4 objectives under the control of the Russians. There are still Russian units waiting for their chance to defend or go into the offensive. But I think we are probably going to be focusing now on keeping what we got and waiting for Osman Pasha to ask for terms. Okay, we are at the end of turn 8, start of 9th turn, which is the final turn. Situation is as follows. The Allies control 2 redoubts over here, the Green Hills down there, and 1 redoubt over there. So that gives us 4 objectives under their control. The Ottomans are counter-attacking over here. They had a very good turn of close combat over here, which broke a lot of Skobole's troops over here. That core is done for, but we will see what will happen. And we are at the end of the game and the end of the 9th turn with Russian victory in the 3rd Battle of Pleven. VIPs of the game, the Romanian army, which stormed Grivița and all of the other redoubts on the Grivița heights. So the Russians are controlling this area. Down here they control the Green Hills, also took that redoubt and held it. The Ottoman army did try bravely to retake things that were taken over, but the Russians were able to hold it. It was a great game. Say hi, everybody. Hi. Hi. And on to the next one.